Hi, my name's Dana Penny, and I live in Grass Valley, California. I was born and raised in Ventura, which is in Southern California, by Santa Barbara. And I spent all my formative years there. It's beach town, which is really cool. Lots of punks and skaters and surfers and that kind of like old school Dogtown kind of thing. It's definitely one of the reasons why I got into like the music I did, because lots of people. It was a bigger town too, so there's a lot more people there, which is kind of I thought was really cool. Lots of people, but our scene is actually kind of small. The I guess punk and metal scene. We kind of know each other throughout the world.
When you say Dogtown, you mean literally dogs?
No, like so in the 70s in LA, there's a documentary about it, but Dogtown is like the guys and there's like one chick, I don't remember any of their names, but they're like the first like skaters using skateboards from like rubber tires instead of like the clay tires. And there was a drought in Southern California and all the pools were drained.
Okay. Yeah.
And so they would go and jump into backyards, and they were the first to like start using that became the ramps and stuff that they put into like skateboard parts, which is hilarious because that used to be so illegal. And so Dogtown is like the name of like that group, and they're so SoCal like, and like listening to like, you know, classic punk and slamming, you know, long hair.
So Dog was like the first group of people that like got into these pools?
It's like they call themselves Dogtown.
Okay,
And they would
okay.
like do like competitions and stuff, and that's how they got famous.
Okay.
Because they were very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, continue on.
So, yeah, I grew up down in Southern California. So, like, the culture down there is, like, you know, lots and lots of, you know, the skateboarding was really big in the 90s, and surfing. And so, like, you know, anybody that was into alternative, like, music and stuff like that, we still hung out with, like, the surfers and, like, anything else because people all like to smoke weed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It comes down to that, right?
Yeah, in the end,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you know, go to house parties and stuff like that. Be
Not
teenagers.
music, just weed.
Well, be teenagers.
Okay.
And so after that, I decided I wanted to move to the Bay, and I moved to San Francisco first.
We're getting a little sun on your face. But
Yeah.
we'll just maybe lean. Or...
Right,
Yeah, slide over a little bit.
have to, yeah.
Okay.
And so I moved to San Francisco first, and then there was a lot of friends of mine that had moved from Ventura and Ojai area that were in like bands and stuff like that, and they all had moved up to Oakland.
So were you a musician yourself?
No. I've dabbled with things. I'm like, I don't think I can focus on everybody that's a really good musician. My husband's a musician, and he's like the really good musicians. We were inside our rooms during high school every day learning these instruments. And I have so many things, but I can't focus on one. Like, I think a lot of people say that men and women are like that, you know, like men can like focus and master something too completely. Whereas women can multitask and master a lot of things, jack of all kind of trades, and I totally do that. But instruments...
I must be a woman.
It's like generally speaking. But
Yeah.
like, yeah, I mean, instruments have always been kind of hard for me to focus and just focus in. Whereas like, I used to paint when I was younger, and I could spend 100 hours doing that. I don't know why.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you, what did you focus on then?
Yeah, I used to paint and draw and stuff a long time ago. I am still very creative in that aspect. I did, when I was in San Francisco, I worked for a ton of corporate companies like The Gap and stuff like that, and I was like the visual merchandiser. So like putting up the displays and windows and everything that goes into it. And I really actually really like that job.
Yeah,
They
it sounds
taught-
really cool. Yeah.
They taught me a lot. Like I used like my color theory to coordinate, but do it in a way that made people not think and just buy. Like that looks really cool. I don't have to like, what would I wear this with? Well, she put together this outfit.
You don't want them to think.
No,
Right.
we want them just to buy. Yeah.
Oh man. All right. So what makes you tick in life? Like I've asked you about what's the theme in your life, but do you have anything that comes to mind, a passion that
I definitely will say music, even though again, I'm not a musician. But I guess
maybe you should preface that or like also bring in the pop-up how we met.
that's true. I do. I am a vendor, so I've always been stuck in sales in some way or the other.
There's the theme.
I am pretty good at selling things, and right now, and for a while, I've been doing vending for vintage like clothing, but also band T-shirts. And so collecting and getting new stuff printed of things that I've never been able to find, and it's
Is that what got you started? If you couldn't find something, you would create it?
Well, yeah, I would. I have a really, really good friend out there named Henry, and he's in Texas, and he's been in a few bands. He's part of our very small scene. We all know each other, and I once upon a time went out there for a year and lived with him a little bit, and he's been vending band T-shirts and records and guitars and like just anything. He kind of taught me the way of hustling, and he and I would do huge shows. He'd do like these like Dallas or Austin like record shows where we'd be in like 15 tables and like bring every record crate that he owned. Oh my God, that's like records are the heaviest thing. That's one of the reasons I don't vend them. I'm like, even one, I'm like, ugh! Like, I hate it. But yeah, and so he got me into it, and he started like reprinting a lot of T-shirts that are from bands. You can't.
On your request, or that's what he was doing?
He was already doing that.
Okay.
He'd been doing that.
Okay.
But he does it like mostly. He has like a storefront, I think 2 now, in like Fort Worth and Dallas area, and then he also prints a lot of people in our scene like their band T-shirts if they want merch, because he offers great prices, and he has like all the different machines now, so you could really like show him anything and he can do it, which is fun. But yeah, when I moved back to California, I was like, I've been, I was sharing a space with a friend for a while in Nevada City, and I had a little store in the back, and I was like, I want some of those T-shirts, because like they're cheap enough. I can sell them for like $20, $25. And again, it's like, who can get a budgie shirt? Like it's there's like also a ton, like a Three Dog Night, like how do you get one of those? They don't tour. You can't go and get it, and if you try and buy one from like 1972, it's going to be like $400. And who wants a $400 T-shirt? I mean, just so that you can put it in the frame, like you can't wear it because it was $400. So, yeah, that's how it started. Now, like I'll call him and be like, all right, so this is what I've noticed. The trend lately is people really like post-punk and goth and new wave. Can you send me more of those?
Okay.
And he like will pick out for me and stuff like that. Or I'll have special requests like, please send me like a bunch of like Dolly Parton T-shirts, because I'm getting requests.
That's really goth.
I know, but like that's the thing. It's like, music's music, and everybody influences each other.
Sales is sales.
And sales is sales. I would love to make that money, So if 5 people are asking for Dolly Parton shirts and I'm getting Dolly Parton shirts,
then it's Dolly Parton.
I'm already sold out of them.
Right. Yeah. So I'm seeing a pattern: sales, and what was the other word you used that he got you into? Hustle.
Hustling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever you got to do.
Is there a third part of that? that?
I guess there's like, connection because I have been, I had a different job for a while that ended about a year ago. And so I got back into this recently, even though I'd been doing it for a while before.
The pop-up?
Yeah,
Or
doing
you had
like
your,
the
you
like
had your own
pop-up.
brick and mortar for a while?
I just shared a space. It was his store, and I got into another thing, and so I hadn't been doing it in a while. And the moment I started like reaching out to some people, because I was like, well, I lost my job, so I need to like start doing this while I like see what else comes down the road. I have more like connections than before. I mean,
What job did you lose?
I was in real estate,
Oh,
and
do elaborate.
well, I was in real estate. I was doing it for a while. 90% of my clients were first-time buyers. It was wonderful. Like, I really loved my job.
Oh, okay.
But things changed in the industry recently, in like the last like year and a half or so. I mean, the day I got the news of like a lawsuit settlement with the National Association of Realtors and how it was being labeled in the media, I knew that my job was coming to an end because I don't really want to get into like the technicalities because it's not that interesting unless you like.
No, not at all.
You're a
But the
realtor?
point is like what I'm hearing is maybe real estate, you really liked it, but it wasn't actually what your fit.
I was really,
Or-
I will say I really loved it and I really was good at it.
Yeah.
And like I said, I got a lot of people into houses that
But your
thought that
passion
they
is
were
music.
never going to be able to buy a house.
Yeah.
And then, as a millennial, we all thought that we were never going to be able to buy a house. And so I did get a lot of people that got into
okay.
it. And
So you felt like you were really helping people,
yes,
yeah, that believed they couldn't do it or something.
yeah. And then
Yeah.
of course, the way the world works is
Yeah.
things have changed and people really want more money. And in the end, it's getting to the point where it's not affordable.
Yeah.
Like, I can't not charge any money so that they can try and save some money, and then they still are paying double like what they were paying just a few years ago for even like lending fees. Like, it's just, it's so sad.
Well, what I'm hearing too is like
And I lost a job.
yeah.
So that sucked too.
But I'm also hearing that you seem to be someone who operates on principles.
Yeah.
And yeah,
That's
you don't
like
want
the
to
punk.
compromise. You don't want to compromise yourself by leading people into a piece of real estate that they probably can't afford. And I don't know. I'm just
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think I was a little bit too honest too. A lot of times
Yeah.
I'd be like, this is such a fixer,
Right,
like for
right.
your first house, maybe don't take this on,
right, Yeah, yeah.
But
Okay, so back to
Yeah.
where the music and the because we met at when you had a pop up. What do you call it? Pop up.
yeah, pop-up
Vintage
vending,
or
vintage
vending.
vending.
Yeah.
Pop-up, I just usually call it a pop-up.
Yeah.
Because it was at a show. So I've been doing a lot that aren't like historically spots that you'll see vintage clothing in. And that's, I think, surprising to people. And sometimes it really pays off and sometimes it really doesn't.
And you have and you have an Instagram. Like I can put that in your
Mm-hmm.
description when we post.
Yep. My company name is Run of the Mill Vintage, and Run of the Mill is off of the first Judas Priest album. It's a song called Run of the Mill. I like puns. Like it brings it back to music, but it's also run of the mill. Definitely a pun for
Yeah.
retail.
That's great. And your husband, right?
Yeah.
An accomplished musician.
Yeah.
What band? You told me before, but
Yeah, my husband's name is George Rice. He was in this band called High on Fire and for the first two records. It's an Oakland band. They're still around. The lead singer's Matt Pike. We're actually going to see them
Yeah? When?
next Thursday at Aftershock in Sacramento. They're playing.
Oh, right.
So
on.
we're fun. Like, that's going to be fun. We're going to go. Matt called and said, I'm going to be in Sacramento. So,
Oh, sweet.
yeah,
Like you
yeah.
said, it's a small community, right?
oh, yeah. Well, and also he spent, like, a good, like, probably 6 years and 4 of them like touring every single day with this man. So they're like brothers.
Right on.
They've also known each other since they were like, I think George was like 18 and Matt was 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now they're old. So,
Oh, come on.
but yeah, they were in this band. It's a really cool band they started like in the late 90s, like 99 or, 98 or something like that. And their first couple records are like 2000, 2001, 2002.
Not to get too deep, I just recently came across prog rock on a radio station. Does that have any connect or
The best that I can describe prog rock for you is just think of nerds.
nerds?
Nerds.
Okay.
Technical. Like, have you ever heard of Rush?
Yeah.
And Yes, bands like that. It's very like
Very technical.
they were great, for what they did, and true musicians are the biggest nerds for Rush.
Right.
The biggest nerds, and Rush is itself. But that's all I can really if that's what you want to know about it. It's called Progression. It's
Yeah.
it's definitely, it's just so technical. Yeah.
And so what
Rock
else
and
do you
roll.
do in your daily life? Or what so you like painting? Or
Right now I kind of I've gone away from painting for a while. I don't know what happened. I always said that I lost my muse. Just sit down and go, I don't know what to do. Whereas before it was I couldn't stop. But I've been doing other types of creativity. I've done some tile work at my house, scenes, and I'd never tiled before, and it came out pretty great,
Right on.
which I was really excited about. And then I started actually painting with bleach on clothing.
Right.
And I've been doing it to a lot of clothing that's fast fashion, stuff that you get from the thrift store that's from, that was made in China. It's not going to last very long, but instead of it going into the landfill, I revamp it a little bit. I actually started calling it Revamp Collection. 'Cause I've been doing scorpions and spider webs and things like that.
Oh,
so
nice.
it's vampy. And I pun.
And is that part of your run-of-the-mill collection?
Yeah.
Okay.
I add that in, but it's not technical vintage. It's
Yeah.
Stuff that I think looks like it's cool staples, like a black denim skirt, and then but it has pockets, that I put spider webs on or something like that, and
Right.
it looks kind of interesting. And
Right.
I've sold a few.
I'm curious about a little more about your childhood. Were you a introvert, or did you have friends?
I
Can you-
was definitely, I'm the youngest and of a second marriage. So I am the only child of that marriage between my mom and my dad, but my mother had 2 kids before that are my husband's age, so a little bit older. And they were pretty much out of the house by the time I can remember. I remember my sisters being there a little bit, but when I was maybe 5. So I grew up just me and my mom, and I definitely was an introvert and bullied a little in elementary school and middle school. And then as soon as I got into high school, I grew 5 inches because I'm 5'10", and I don't know, I just became social. And I had a lot of friends in high school. They were all the outskirts, punks and stuff, and I guess there's a reason.
Yeah. So it just kind of suddenly you became social.
Yeah, I don't know. I got into 9th grade. I did go to a different school than where my kids from middle school were going to go. There was this newer school that was being built, and I applied to be a part of the raffle to go to that one. And it was a smaller bunch of kids, and a bunch of them were a bunch of punks. And they showed me music, and I was like, oh my God, this is what I've been waiting for. It was so weird how immediately it clicked, going I
That's crazy.
haven't been liking the Spice Girls, I've been liking, Depeche Mode. Or, when I first, obviously, we started with kind of the more 101, Sex Pistols or blanking. I listened. It was actually like a couple years later when I had a friend show me this band called Venom, and they are from like 1981 England. They're considered the first black metal band, and the first wave is what they call that of black metal that came out. And I heard them, and I heard this song called "In League with Satan." And I remember asking my friend,
What was your mom thinking? Like,
my mom did, like, she was just like, whatever. She'd already seen a lot. My brother like got a chick pregnant when he was 16, so I didn't do that. And you know, she was tired of the, like, you know, hair coloring and, you know, all that kind of stuff, but it just turned out it wasn't a phase. So
were you bored with school before you were introduced by? You said you met some girls that were into punk, that were punks, like, or whatever that defining moment was where it just clicked that you were social. Like,
well,
before then, were you bored in school?
I think I was a little bored in school, and I also it was like I said, my town, Ventura, is a big town, so I don't remember the exact number of middle school, like how many people were there, all the kids, but it was a lot, and so there's just, you know, it's overwhelming. And also kids in middle school are the worst. They're just the worst. Like, they are at the time of their life where they think anything they do that's super mean is the best.
It becomes a pecking order. And
and so I just never understood that. And I went to that school, and I met somebody very quickly, and I met her sister, and then they introduced me to some of their friends, and they had a mom that was like kind of a cool mom that, like, oh, everybody come over after school, and she used to smoke like what were those called, clove cigarettes. Oh my god. And so like it just all of a sudden, you know, from there, and then I started meeting more people and more people and more people, and was introduced to a lot of music, and it just really made sense.
So you were introduced into music with that mother and that girlfriend, that friend?
Yeah, at first, yeah.
Okay, cool.
They were really into like pop punk, and they were also born again Christians. So like during the early 2000s, like late 90s, early 2000s, I will say, like, born again Christians and their like youth groups had a big connection when it came to like kind of Christian punk and bringing in instruments to get kids to be really into it. And so they definitely were into that scene, and I participated a little bit. I just was raised by my mother, who she left the Catholic religion, you know, a while back. She raised me in kind of a hippie church, and so she raised me logically. And it was too hard for me to not think logically. And I don't want to offend anybody, but the religion in general doesn't really like make sense logically.
What does logically mean? Like, I mean, is there something behind that?
Well, like miracles and things that, you know, are like unexplained, you know, and it's just like we're just supposed to take it as fact and, you know, go from there, like, you know, and just like have blind faith. And I can't have blind faith. I have questions. I always have questions. And I always love information. So that, like, you know, that was kind of their thing. But like, honestly, we are friends to this day. Even the mom. So like, I actually just saw them recently when I was down in Ventura. I call one of them up all the time. And so that didn't, like, I'm sure maybe back then it was maybe a little bit more dramatic than I'm making it now, 20 something years later. But that was like kind of the start. But they did introduce me to some punk, and then like I said, new wave and stuff like The Cure, and then I would meet other people that were into harder stuff, and it just clicked.
Just blossomed from there.
Yeah.
One thing, like maybe in the last year, I've been really interested in is, yeah, thank you, is in doing these stories and just whatever TV, whatever series or books I'm interested in it's that coming of age. There's like a sliver of time where, and I'm trying to remember back when I was growing up, like what was the defining moment or the event that it clicked in my head, but I didn't know it clicked. It's just like, okay, it's time to become an adult. And you'll see that like in a well-told story, a coming of age story. And it's almost like a phenomena, like no one really thinks about, oh, this is when I decided to have my first encounter, or this is when I decided to get a job. You know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah,
it's
no, I'm
hard
trying to think of like
it's
that.
very elusive,
So I
but
was about to answer like I don't think I've gotten there yet.
yeah. But to me, it's like this. It's in the last year so I just wanted to ask you. That's why I was asking you when you suddenly became social, like something that you probably didn't even know happened inside of you. You know, like
Yeah.
like
I mean,
it's like, okay, for some reason the brain's wired to, okay, got to do something else now.
yeah.
I got to become this, or
Yeah. I mean, do you want me to answer that like question of
What-
when I became an adult? I don't know if I have. I mean, when I first got into real estate, I was definitely like doing things here and there, like with friends on the weekend or like camping or something like that. And I'd be like, I gotta hunker down and be real serious. This is like real work. But
the real estate.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But I know like when I had those jobs.
Oh, so it was kind of a rift for you because you were living a different type of life, and then now you have to like really have a structured sales job type.
Yeah, I definitely had like a little bit of an identity crisis because I have a lot of tattoos, and I did not want to. Most of the clients that I would get are like people that were calling off of Zillow and stuff like that, so they never like met me until like we went to go like see a house.
What you think the light if you come over this way? Let's see.
It's like that way, so
Okay.
like it will go behind the tree over here.
Well, let's go over here then.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't like
in
doing
my
this.
eye.
Sorry, folks. Keep talking.
So, I don't remember what I was saying. I didn't want their first impression to be, that. I didn't want to be in the equation period other than being the person to help them along the journey. I didn't want it to be about me because it's not about me, it's about them. It's about them. So I would always cover up, and wear kind of like business casual and what I guess thought was business casual. And
Keep talking. I'm just gonna go ahead.
and
There we go.
it was weird because I would feel like I got into like an outfit to be able like to go to work, and then I'd want to like get out of that outfit immediately, and like get back into my, clothes. And so after that stopped and I'm like done in that world, that is definitely relieving. I didn't realize how much it was like kind of on my shoulders, and it's just clothes. But clothes like means a lot to me. Obviously, I have like a certain style, and I like to sell them, and I like the way I look in certain things, and I don't like to be like everybody else. And it just and me being like, I think invisible. I don't know. It was like an identity thing. I don't know.
What do you
It was
mean, like being invisible? Like,
well, I would wear things so that they weren't noticing me, so that we could talk about real estate and not talk about
Oh man.
like why do you have witches on your thing, or what does St. Vitus mean, or what is like you have hell all over your shit, like. So it was very much a disguise to make it so we're not focusing on me, we're focusing on a very big purchase. And it's very, very important, especially because most people stay in their houses for a long time, or at least they can make money off of like this one and then flipping it, or whatever.
Yeah.
So I didn't ever want them, especially the first time they talked to me, to be influenced by like what I look like, what I represent, politics, anything like that. I just wanted it to be straightforward.
It
I'm
must
here
have been
for you.
heavy to be like because I don't see you as somebody who wants to be invisible, and you're like here you are trying to like neutralize their.
And I was very adamant about it because I would meet people sometimes and it'd be like 100 degrees and it's really hard
Yeah.
to cover up,
Yeah.
in that weather. But I wouldn't really get a call back if I was like, the first impression. Even though everybody's like, tattoos don't matter because everybody has them. Even cops have tattoos now.
Right.
And I'm like, they still do though, especially like not super pretty ones because all of my tattoos are from when I was like 18 and what we call the punk era.
Right.
Like, they're not good and they're sloppy and they're like different weird things. They're not like a story put together, like everybody else has.
Wow. That's incredible. Like, I mean, I tried to be invisible in school, like, oh, you don't want to be beat up by the bully that comes around the corner, that kind.
Yeah.
And super shy. So it never dawned on me that somebody.
Oh, I never thought I would get like this, like especially in elementary school and middle school. I wanted to be in the background for sure.
Yeah,
And I remember one
Same
of the
here.
things that my dad, like the stuff that parents tell you that are lies. Just growing up, I remember I was at like Six Flags or something like an amusement park with my dad and my stepmom, and there was a couple walking past and they were covered in tattoos, and that was like not a thing back then. They were probably tattoo artists, you know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
And so he was just like, what a shame. And I was like, what do you mean? And he said, oh yeah, like those guys, like they're gonna get ink poisoning when you get that many tattoos, or if you get a tattoo, you get ink poisoning and you die.
Right.
And that actually like later on reminded
Bum,
me
bum, bum, bum.
of like I
Stay
don't know if
tuned.
anybody's ever seen this show called Freaks and Geeks, but the dad in like the first episode said like, you know who also smoked a cigarette? Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix. You know what happened? They died. And it's like the funniest thing. And like I remember for years thinking that if you got tattoos, you got ink poisoning.
Oh man. Oh my God. So lies and judgment.
Yeah.
Judgment Day. It's funny because while I was thinking about the recording this with you, I thought she's got to tell me a good TV series or a good movie that something avant-garde or whatever. And
Well,
Freaks and
Freaks and Geeks. It was it was like it's like James Franco and what's his face, him and all the people that are around him, like in like any of his movies later on. I'm blanking on names because that always happens, but
No worries.
it was all of their like first acting gig, and it was directed and created by Judd Apatow, the guy that created like Beavis and Butthead and a bunch of other things later on. But it's a series based on, it's 1980, and it's the Freaks and the Geeks. So like, it's like based around this chick who's 16, and she's like getting into the stoners. And like that are into like metal and rock and roll and like like and stuff, and like they're the freaks, and then her brother is like into like D&D, and he's like they're like little and they're like the geeks. It's the best show. They only did one season. They got canceled, and oh my God.
the best shows always get canceled.
I know they got canceled, and you love every character. Like you love the teachers. You love the guidance counselor. He's like a
Oh,
total like
man.
old like Grateful Dead like hippie, That's like, hey man, like just trying to like. It's so funny. It's really good. I would look into it. I think they have it on like Hulu now or something. But yeah, that's one I would recommend. So like. Stand behind everybody that watches it, especially anybody that was around during like 1980
Yeah.
can like my husband, he was a little young, but he was like, there was a smoking section in school still.
Yeah, same here. Smoking circle.
Yeah, and like,
Yeah.
you know, and they show that, like, come on, let's go to the smoking section.
Right.
And it's so funny because you're like, what? Like, in what world was that a good idea?
I know. When I thought about that recently, like, we had a smoking circle.
Yeah.
Like, what was going on?
But I mean, they also still smoked in like some hospitals back then too.
yeah,
so,
true. Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, when I lived in Texas for just a year, there was Fort Worth. You were allowed to smoke in the bars still, and
Yeah.
this was like 2013. Like, this is not that long ago.
And it should be that way in Texas.
Yeah, I
But,
mean,
yeah,
I'm
California,
sure
whatever,
a lot of
but-
them feel that way still.
Yeah, I know, and they probably do.
Yeah.
Where are you headed? What are your plans?
I am.
You like the pop? You like the?
I think I'm sticking with that for now. I've been doing a lot of the
back in the sun again.
I know.
Can you move?
It's the morning.
What if you go this way?
I think it's, let's see. It's just right there.
Yeah.
I have to keep going around the,
Come over here.
we could always go, yeah,
Try it right there. See. We're only going to be a couple more minutes here.
perf.
Oh my gosh, so unprofessional, of me,
eyes.
but whatever. There you go.
Lean.
Just keep leaning, and I'll
Yeah.
just go like this. You know, like.
Perf. So, I've been getting into the antiques fairs that are like that. Like, there's one that I do in Alameda and Sacramento and Reno. I just did one in Reno for the first time. That was so much fun.
Really?
Yeah, and like that one's more of like a flea market.
Yeah.
So it is a lot of people, a lot of vendors. It's very fast paced, and it's a different type of stuff that I bring because it has to be at least like 20 to 25 years old. So I can't bring a lot of those T-shirts.
Yeah.
You know, so I like collect like old art and things that I think look cool and jewelry and stuff like that. And that's really what people are looking for, and DVDs and
DVDs?
tapes. Yeah, and VHSs
Oh
and,
my God! Really?
and cassette tapes.
You must be
and-
killing it. I mean, you just. I would think you would do so well at the Reno Antique Show.
Yeah.
You know, you
I
just
did
like,
pretty good. We did it last Sunday, and I did pretty good. And I was like,
You're
you
such
know,
a people. Like you're so good with people.
well, I don't even have to be good with people. There's so many. I think there was like close to 10,000 people like walking by. So
Right.
there's like, they're basically like, get out of the way. Like they, like seriously, anytime I was standing in my booth, it was like, oh, sorry, you know, and I was
Right.
like, okay, I'm just going to stand over here and they'll find me. And they would. And yeah, so those ones have been really fun. So I think I'm going to continue.
Oh, right on.
I also do handyman work. I have a friend who's been the manager of this place on Haight Street, San Francisco, for about 20 years. And her boss, who owns it, it's been open since the 70s, owns the building and has a huge garden and a rooftop like rose garden.
Ah, nice.
And they're opening a new shop that I've been helping organize and like did the windows for, which was cool.
You have so many possibilities. This is
And
great.
so I go down there like once a month and like spend time with the roses, you know, in San Francisco on Haight Street, which is really fun because it's been a long time since I've like spent that much time there.
Right.
And so I've just been doing the hustle, and I'm just going to kind of continue. We own our house that's just down the ways over here.
Right on.
And I just landscaped it. I'm painting it. I'm fixing things. I'm just having fun with it, and we're not going anywhere. So
Nice.
I'll be around Grass Valley and Nevada City for a while. And I'm always down in the Bay too, just because I lived there for a long time, and I have a lot of friends that I've known for
Yeah, you're connected. Yeah.
forever, and it's nice, a nice little community down there.
So, in winding down, any other movies or anything that stands out, like, oh, you got to watch this, or TV series? I'm always something with characters that have layers and
Oh wow.
or whatever.
Oh God, after the top of my head. I actually saw a reel this morning about this movie called it's Ghost Town. Ghost World. Saw it. It came out like in 2001, I think. I saw it when it came out. it's about two teenagers. It's like Scarlett Johansson and Thora Birk. Yeah, Thora Birk are the main characters, and Steve Buscemi is in it as a really weird character. I would definitely recommend that. It's weird and layered for sure.
Okay.
It's a cult classic at this point.
Okay.
Anybody should watch that, especially if they like different weird characters and like people in like the scene. That likes, because the main character, she likes punk rock.
Yeah, I've been watching lately, the last couple of weeks, all like David Lynch.
I know.
I'm like just watching a lot of David
I know. I
Lynch.
haven't dived back into getting because I like to rewatch Twin Peaks all the time.
I'm just finishing.
Did you do the reboot that they did?
Not yet. I don't know if I want to watch it.
I can't get through it. I can't.
I don't know if I want to.
I can't make it through the first like 2 episodes.
Yeah.
And it sucks because they bring back so many people, but they are. I feel like with David Lynch, and it was with Mark Frost in the original one. I think that because they wanted to be like more of the soap opera, like spoof kind of like aspect, they calmed down David Lynch's aspirations to go weird, and nobody did in that reboot.
Yeah.
And it's we relate it to, there's this band called the Melvins, and they are a very big band. They were Kurt Cobain's favorite band.
Okay.
They're from Seattle.
Yeah.
Like they're part of, stoner rock, before grunge movement, and they're still around. But in the past, they have this thing that they call the crowd thinner, and it's where they will go on stage and they will play feedback, something so horrific to listen to, and they'll do it for 30 minutes or more until people leave. And then, only the cool people, so it's like, it kind of reminds me of that with David Lynch sometimes. You're just
Right.
like, are you just waiting for the real ones to continue, because I apparently can't be the real one.
Well, I think he probably, like, after the character Laura,
Yeah.
they finally figured out what happened.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, did he just say, okay, you guys take it? Because the rest of it was just like...
Well, he wanted to, he also, I
Yeah.
understand what he wanted to do, because he wanted to dive into more of where did Agent Dale Cooper go? Where did he go? Like,
Right,
in
yeah.
the end, like, was
Yeah.
that, and so they do continue on with that. It's
Okay.
all about, like, the white curtain, like, I can't remember what they used to call it. Like, it was like that room where he sees her 25 years later, and then they do that, right? Like in the newer one.
He's my favorite. He's one of my favorite characters.
Oh yeah, I have not that we were gonna not talk about tattoos, but I do have him
What?
tattooed on me. Yeah. I have Agent Dale Cooper. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
He's talking to Diane. Yeah. I love that series so much.
I know I watched like Mulholland Drive
Yeah.
and like all these, and then finally I came at Twin Peaks, and I'm like, gosh, I remember Twin Peaks. I totally ignored it when I was like way back in the day.
Yeah.
And then I started watching it, and I'm like,
Oh my God.
It was just like the music is just tearjerker to
And
begin
like
with.
every character is like endearing in
Yeah.
their own weird way.
Yeah. It's like he really knew, like, it's just like really touching.
No, it was good. It was
Yeah.
definitely something. And like I even liked Fire Walk With Me, like the movie that they did after, and it's like a prequel. Like they show her,
Yeah.
alive and stuff, which was cool.
Oh, okay.
It's actually pretty good.
Yeah. I don't know if I want to watch the prequel or the third season. The
I would
reboot.
definitely do the Fire Walk With Me, because that came out
Okay.
like a year after, so it's still
okay.
old.
Okay, good.
Like it's with the original Laura Palmer like actress.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Oh, well, man, this has been, wow, amazing. Anything you want to share to the world? A piece of wisdom before we wind down? I really appreciate you. Like, the first time we tried to meet up, I couldn't make it. So,
That was like raining.
and you're one of the few people who are like, you're actually on top of it more than I am, and you're committed. And I just want to let you know, I recognize that you're committed to whatever you do.
Yeah.
Is what I'm seeing.
Very punctual.
Yeah.
I've always been that way.
Well, also like whatever you do, you put your full,
Yeah.
energy into it. Yeah.
Words of wisdom can't be from me. I guess like just be nice to each other. Stop fighting over everything.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
It's stupid.
It's very stupid. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.